zooming into the disc golf course at Lee Fong Park in Weaverville, California, which is right here. Turn off 299 onto Bremer Street over the bridge, and Lee Fong Park will be off to your left. I find art easier to work with when it's wider than it is tall, so I flip the map and north is to the left instead of up. Areas considered to be out of bounds are, of course, the creek, the parking lot, surrounding roads, the amphitheater, and anything with a fence. Hole 1 marks the entrance to Lee Fong Park. It's a straight shot with a basket in view from either pin. There's a drop off to the creek on the left and a few trees to the right. The basket will be in one of two positions, either where it is right now or somewhere around here. Hole 2 is a short technical shot through a cluster of fruit trees. There are a number of lines to choose from for an ace run, but many opt to skip around from the sides. There are two tee pads for hole 3. The short pad is next to the footbridge, and an alternate tee pad is across the field near the hole 10 tee pad. Creek erosion has turned the green behind the basket into a hazardous drop-off, thus the safety net. Both basket positions for hole 4 are encircled by wild willow and not visible from the tee pad, so it's best to check the positions before you reach the pad. Hole 5 is a wide open shot across a level field with nothing in the way, except maybe the wind, and there's a small, very helpful rock wall just behind the basket, which is helpful for layups. Hole 6 starts on a raised tee pad with one obstacle, a wild rose bush on the mound in front of you. Behind the wild rose, there's a clear shot to the basket in a niche backed by wild willow. Hole 7 is the longest hole in the course and the only par 4. The creek is about 270 feet ahead, lined with trees with a few gaps here and there. Past that, the further you are into the field, the more visible the basket is. Hole 8 is a short technical shot that forces you to navigate through a number of cleverly placed trees. Hole 9 starts on a raised tee pad with two choices, down the path or up and over the trees. It is mandatory that your disc pass between two yellow posts at hole 10. The drop zone for failed attempts is the imaginary line between the two posts. The basket, like hole 2, is in a cluster of fruit trees. Pedestrians walking the footpath between hole 11's basket and tee pad are hard to see from the pad, so there's a double mando for safety's sake. All discs must pass between the two trees directly in front of the pad. Through the mando, trees prevent a direct shot at the basket, but a straight high shot with a strong right fade could make it. Then you just choose to throw a roller to get to the other side of the trees. The pad for hole 12 is on a hillside, along the park boundary, tree line to the left. The fairway runs along the hillside with a downward slope to the right. Just past the basket is a somewhat steep downward slope to the amphitheater, which is out of bounds. pad and raised basket for hole 13 are on the uphill side of the footpath, with the top of the amphitheater between them on the right. There are actually 2 tee pads for hole 14, although the long pad is unmarked and rarely used. This is an uphill shot from either tee to a raised basket. The basket for hole 15 is on a hillside, hidden from the tee pad by a saddle point directly in front of the pad. There are 2 basket positions for hole 16 that are both downhill from the tee pad. The short basket position is across the footpath from the hole 17 tee right around here. The long position is right next to the parking lot. The tee pad for hole 17 is raised and a little hard to see from the footpath. The basket is across the parking lot on the little peninsula by the park entrance, surrounded on 3 sides by OB. Hole 18 is a straight shot across a field with a creek and parking lot on either side. The basket is slightly raised with the creek directly behind it.